Good morning. A plane crashes at the Canadian airport. All passengers survive. Oh, it was bad, but everybody survived, so it was great. It was okay. A Delta Airlines jet flipped on its roof while landing at Pearson Airport in Toronto, Canada, but all 80 people on board survived, and those hurt had minor injuries, the airport chief executive said. The plane was traveling from Minneapolis in the U.S. on February 17th with 76 passengers and 4 crew. Communications between the tower and the pilot were normal as the plane attempted to land around 2:15 p.m. and it's not clear what went wrong when the plane touched down. Pearson was experiencing blowing snow and gusting winds up to 65 kilometers per hour, according to the Meteorological Service of Canada. So it was windy, but the airplane are designed and certified to handle that, said John Cox, CEO of aviation safety consulting firm Safety Operating Systems. The pilots are trained and experienced to handle that. He added that it's uncommon for a plane to end up on its roof. We've seen a couple of cases of takeoffs where airplanes have ended up inverted, but it's pretty rare, Cox said. Peter Carlson, one of the passengers, described the landing as very forceful. He said when he took off his seat belt, he crashed onto the ceiling, which had become the floor since the plane had flipped upside down. Video posted to social media showed the Mitsubishi CRJ-900R overturned, the fuselage seemingly intact, and firefighters dozing what was left of the fire as passengers climbed out and walked across the runway. Emergency personnel reached the plane within a few minutes, and Toronto Pearson Fire Chief Todd Aitken said 18 passengers were taken to the hospital. The U.S. Federal Aviation Administration said in a statement that the Transportation Safety Board of Canada would head up the investigation and provide any updates. The last major crash at the Pearson was on August 2, 2005, when an Airbus A340 landing from Paris skidded off the runway and burst into flames in stormy weather. All 309 passengers and crew survived the crash. Cora cora. Don't hurt Elmo. Ah, no. Yeah, my cats are playing with the Elmo. It's killing it. What are your thoughts on the Delta jet flipping over while landing in Toronto? It was a scary incident, but I'm glad that nobody's, everybody survived, yes. Have there been any major aviation incidents in your country's recent history? I haven't heard anything about it. Have you had any stressful air travel experiences? Yes. When it's in the turbulence, it's very uncomfortable. Do you always pay attention to the safety instructions on the plane? Yes, I did. What do you imagine is the hardest thing about being a pilot? All the responsibility for, assuring the passenger's life. For the discussion, do you remember the first time you flew? I think I do. I was I think 6 years old or something like that. Do you know anyone who gets nervous when flying? Not anymore. Have you ever flown in really bad weather? Yes. Very, very scary. Are there any airlines you will never fly with again? No. Everybody's okay. How do you imagine air travel will change over the next few decades? Probably the plane will change to more light ones.